everyone, it's Sharona from Payroll Waste, and today I'm going to be reviewing Never Have I Ever Season 3, which is currently streaming on the Netflix platform. This series centers around the complicated life of a modern-day first-generation Indian-American teenage girl by the name of Devi. So right now in Season 3, we are now in our junior year, y'all. Look at my babies growing up. But for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome, hello, so glad you came, I hope you stay. I tell you what I liked about the series, what I didn't like about the series, and is it worth your time or not binging Never Have I Ever Season 3 on Netflix. So going into what I enjoyed about this season, and one of the things that you can always appreciate about Never Have I Ever is fully aware of the show that it is, and it truly sticks to that theme each season. I really love that, as we are in this whole mode of, YA shows that focus around the teenage experience, the high school experience, they tend to be a little dark. And I think that it's always nice to have a series like Never Have I Ever to just remind us of the joys that we had in high school. Like, everything doesn't need to be so dark all the time. And that's one of the things that I really love about watching the series. It puts a smile on my face. There's fun comedic moments. There's also those touching, heartfelt moments. And they do such a great job of blending all of these different tones into this series for these 30-minute episodes. Now, what I will say is we do get to see the progression of our characters actually maturing. And we really see this with Devi's character, who, I'm not going to lie, the first 2 seasons, Devi, I rock with Devi, but some decisions that Devi makes, it makes her unlikable at times. She's a very selfish character because she's still figuring out herself while also trying to navigate that grief from losing her father, as we saw as we were first introduced to her character freshman year. But we get to see a maturity in Devi, and I really love to actually see this progression where she's fully aware of the mistakes that she's made in the past and the previous seasons that we've watched, and she's really making an effort to be better. Not only to be a better friend or a better girlfriend, but also too, we get to see those familial bonds, which is the strongest bond between her and her mother. We get to see what their relationship has morphed into from when we were first introduced to their relationship in season 1. And it's a beautiful moment that happens at the end of the season finale that truly shows the growth in their relationship, but also too the growth that they've had in navigating the grief of losing a husband and the grief of losing a father. And I think that is really important, especially for young people, to see what it is to lose someone that they love and care about. Hopefully people can be as fortunate to not have lost someone, but as someone like myself who lost their father at a young age, it's a storyline that I deeply connect to, and I really love seeing that progression. And I hope that seeing these representations of young people who've lost their loved ones, I hope that it lends a helping hand to those who are currently navigating grief at such a young age. Now, also, too, we get to see the maturity in our other characters, especially with Paxton. Paxton has really made a long journey from where we saw him in season 1. And I love that they're really trying to break down this narrative of who the jock is. The jock could be superficial or, misogynist. I love that we're starting to change our perceptions of this school hierarchy. And I love that we get to examine that through Paxton's character, who is this popular kid, but who, with him actually being able to, come in contact with Devi and learn more from her, how he's starting to change as well, and also too how his goals are starting to change. But we also get to see a little bit of friendship woes between our bros, Trent and Paxton as well. I like when we get to see bromances. I feel like we don't see enough about male friendship, and so I really love that in this season they kind of go through a little tiff, but I love seeing young men being friends, but also to being able to talk things through, work things out. I think that's another important thing that we need to see. Now, this season, since we are in junior year and they're starting to think about college, we do get to see the pressures of what's coming next, the pressures of life after high school. We get to see this through multiple characters. We see this through Paxton, who is in his senior year currently, but we also get to see Ben, who has been struggling with responsibility or putting too much pressure on himself. We get to see what that looks like when you kind of hit a wall and it's becoming too much. And I like that we're showcasing that because, Chad, have you seen the homework that these kids have these days? I saw my niece's homework. I was like, you doing all of it? Like, you got to do all of this? You got to do all of this for school? It's a lot. Like, these kids are stressed. I was stressed thinking about the homework that she had, okay? But I do like that we still have that family connection, even though I feel like it wasn't there as much as it should be. But we do get to see the connections between David's family, especially with Kamala and kind of the decision that she made at the end of season 2 and how that plays out between the family now. Is there a rift, or are they okay with it? But I like to see the generational studies of how, as we have a grandmother in the house and a mother, as we see how those generational pressures are passed down, especially through the matriarchs of the family. I like how they delve into that this season as well. The comedy is still there. There are new characters introduced. There is a new boo thing for Davy. I don't want to spoil anything, but I do love that in this series, because I do talk about this a lot, and I'm going to talk about it again. We see a lot in YA shows, especially when it stars a POC character, that typically their relationships are with a white character. And I like that that's kind of addressed this season, especially because, her love interest, because of her love interest. And I know people are going to say Sharana, but Paxton is half Japanese, but he's still white passing. And it's still about the images that we place on our TV screens, especially through our young adults, almost as if they could only find love through a certain race. And I like that with this introduction of a new character in this season of Never Have I Ever, that they actually talk about kind of those standards, how you see a lot of people don't date with inside their own culture. They kind of turn their nose up like, I don't want to date somebody else that looks like me. And I like how that's kind of addressed in a fun way during this season as well, because I think it's something very important that we need to start changing in our young adult shows, but also to representation as a whole through film and television. Now, even though I have a lot of things that I did enjoy about this series, there are there's some main issues, okay? It's a couple of problems that I have. So in this season, there is a lot happening. Like, there's conflict that is introduced with all of our characters. I mean, I even love that with Davy's mom, that we actually get to see, what it's like to actually try to find friendships after, losing someone, after not being married, how it is trying to find friendships with other women as, you're older, you have kids, you have your job. I like that we get to navigate that with her character, but it felt as though that we kind of lost that family connection of interactions between everyone. And just to say, even because there's some rifts that happen between all of our main characters, they're kind of on their own journey this season, which is fine because I think it delivers some great character development and some great episodes that the actors get to really show their range. But I still feel as though that they don't know what to do with certain characters, especially Aneesa really got the short end of the sticks this season. I don't think they know what to do with Aneesa at this point in time, which sucks because she was such a cool character that was introduced last season. But also to Fabiola, it feels like they're starting, as we get to the end of season 3, I feel like they know where they want to go with Fabiola. But I feel as though it was still that y'all, why are we doing this with her character? Why are we doing this with Aneesa's character? This don't even make sense if they literally do something with their characters that I was like, okay, I'm gonna ride with this. I'm okay with this. And then just nothing comes from it. And I just thought it was weird. And it made me feel like, are y'all doing this to check a box? Or did you just feel like you were going to play with it and then you decided, oh no, I don't want to do that anymore? It came off really weird. Eleanor gets a lot more to do this season, which I think she's fantastic. And she really leans in to the comedy in this season. But we don't get to see our lead characters together a lot. We don't get to see Davy and Ben together or Davy and Paxton together. See what I did there? Because y'all not going to come in my comment section saying that I spoiled some, because I didn't. We don't get to see a lot of our characters together a lot. Kamala gets shafted this season as well after she makes this huge decision with major implications for her and her family. We kind of she just has this weird plot where it's like, so that's all we're going to focus on, that one tiny aspect of her decision. So I just thought that it's a little weird. Our characters are finding their independence. They're maturing. But I feel like we can still do that on a journey together with one another, if that makes any sense. Also, too, like I said, there are things that are introduced, plot points introduced. They're wrapped up very quickly. And I'm just like, so why did we do that? Why? Now, also too, as we typically end on this big cliffhanger of a high stakes decision that doesn't really happen this season, and I can't talk about the other one because then that's going to give a spoiler, but we might have to have a spoiler discussion about this. But yeah, like everything just felt very rushed. Like honestly, when I started watching it, I thought that this was the final season. I was like, hold on now, why are we doing all of this and introducing these characters if this is the final season? But it wasn't. But I still, towards the end of the season, I was just like, this just felt really rushed. Felt like we went through junior year pretty fast. It was a lot for me. It was a lot to digest. It was just a lot happening with no purpose. And I really hope for the final season in their senior year that they take time to let things breathe. You can introduce plot points that you can take a couple of episodes to really like delve deeper into. I hope that they take their time with these characters. I know you might feel like you have to wrap everything up quickly and tie it in a nice, neat little bow, but I hope that we give our characters enough time to breathe and for us to really be able to immerse ourselves in the journey that they're taking from the beginning of the season to the end of the series finale. So overall for me, I still love Never Have I Ever. That's still my show, y'all. You know I love me a good YA show that is funny, especially ones that have POC leads. I thought that the cast is still fantastic. The show knows what it wants to be. It's just the execution of that kind of gets in its way sometimes. But I would definitely tell you guys what you should do with you and your time. Go ahead and binge Never Have I Ever. Get your life, okay? Let me know who you want Davy to really be with. And let me know in the comment section below, how did you feel about this season? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What's your ranking of the seasons as a whole? Let me know in the comment section below. But those are my thoughts on Never Have I Ever Season 3. As always, my name is Sharonda from Payroll Waits. And if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell. And I love you guys 3000. And until I see you again, bye.